So, guys, the irony of what is happening in this country, the bad things happening in this country, especially among Nigerians, worse we are experiencing and seeing worse among the so-called leaders, and they are the ones that will turn around and begin to accuse the people, accuse the smaller criminals. When you talk about Yahoo boys, you talk about all those who are committing crimes, talking about kidnappers, all of them like that. We have them at higher level among the government officials. Every day we talk of corruption, the corruption that has brought this country to its knees, the corruption that has even increased. Smaller criminals are being carried out by these so-called leaders, but they will have the effrontery to be challenging the smaller criminals. Now, we have those who are using biro, they call them a pen robber. They are called pen robber. But we have the armed robber who are always on the streets. Those ones don't carry weapons, but these politicians, they don't carry weapons, but they have a way of committing more havoc than those who are even carrying gun. Federal government accuses universities, polytechnics of mobilizing unqualified students for NYC. And among those people, we have seen those who did not have certificates, that their certificate is even questionable, back and forth. That is what we've been hearing. Now they are coming out to tell us that universities are providing unqualified people. You begin to go and ask yourself whether they put everything necessary in place to be able to get a good quality of education. You can imagine now UK is doing a program that requires that new graduates, once you graduate, then you'll be able to, they have a program for them. Do you know they just removed Nigeria? Because of course everybody see what is happening. How much are you spending on our universities? The children they are home, the lecturers are still at home. They are telling them do this for where they are not bothered, but all of them are doling out 100 million naira. You begin to ask yourself, what business have these guys done for them to be doling out money? They are the ones who are corrupt. Now you are blaming students, blaming universities. Pay them what you need to pay them. Yes, you can't pay them. The students are home. All of them are trying to look for one or two things to do just to make ends meet. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Musa Bello, says that the credibility of the NYC mobilization process is crucial to the deployment of qualified corps members in all sectors of the economy, accusing universities and polytechnics of abuse. He disclosed this on Tuesday in Abuja while declaring open the maiden meeting of management of the National Youth Service Corps (NYC) with registrars of corps producing institutions in Nigeria. Mr. Bello was represented by the Secretary of the Social Development Unit, Hadiza Kaba. He said the role of registrars was important in the stability of the nation's citadels of learning and midwifing of qualified graduates for enlistment into the NYSC. Mr. Bello drummed support for the proposed NYC Trust Fund bill, which had passed the third reading at the National Assembly. It is heartwarming to note that the legislative processes on the bill for the establishment of the fund are at an advanced stage. The advanced stage. Okay. I am confident that the fund, when operational, will not only enhance the operations of NYC but also help to empower our graduate youth through entrepreneurial engagements. Mr. Bello said, don't be surprised. They will get this fund, they will see lose am. They will lose it. That they will begin to create different programs left, right, and center, thinking that they have the interest of the people at heart, thinking that they want to help a particular sector, thinking that they will do the right thing to enhance what they are talking about. That is the right thing to do. But let them start it and fund that thing. You just see somebody will just zap the money, wipe the money off, and you begin to go to court and begin to go back and forth. He appealed to the appropriate authorities to hasten the process for the benefit of youth and the entire nation. Now today, in his address of welcome, NYC Director General Major General Shaibu Ibrahim said there were 2,955 active corps members producing institutions on NYC's database, but only 320 were home-based. According to him, the meeting was aimed at seeking ways to eliminate increasing flaws in the NYC mobilization process. You want to start? This country, the more you look, the less you see. Every day, you begin to wonder what is happening, what is wrong with these people. He added that gaps had already been identified with some resolutions reached on how to eradicate recurrent challenges, but that implementation had been elusive. Thus, the agenda for today's meeting is encapsulated in the theme appreciating the role of registrars as a fulcrum in the mobilization process. It is drawn in the recognition of the pivotal position of school registrars in the formulation and implementation of policies, explained Mr. Ibrahim. In schools where registrars have abdicated their roles to subordinate officers, we have seen various forms of abuses and shortfalls. According to him, the abuses and shortfalls have given rise to the occasional mobilization of unqualified persons, many of whom have been detected and fished out by NYC field officers. He added that the scheme was now more determined to tighten loopholes and commence the prosecution of anyone found complicit in the mobilization of unqualified persons. Director of Corps Mobilization Victoria Angu mentioned that the mobilization of youth corps members was a coordinate function that must be free from all forms of defects to guarantee the desired outcome. And also, you go dey hear, do the needful, they won't do it. They do the needful, they will never. The head of the federal government only has WAEC as his highest educational certificate to show after pressure right from 2015 to 2019. Do they have any right to accuse educational institutions at all when the head is rotting? What will other body parts do? And citizens accuses federal government of embezzling our money meant to equip the students for a better and bright learning environment. Who is even qualified in this country? What of your president? Eh? Where they use a NEPA B certificates. How can a government led by president whose work is still controversial be accusing universities and polytechnics of substandard students when as political leaders you were setting that national example? Were you thinking it would be ignored? It won't be ignored though. So guys, let's know your thoughts on this. Pay us to say lie. You are dragging it and you don't even care. You are talking about a substandard and yet the students are home doing what? Doing nothing.